Hey everyone, my name is Bharat, the founder of Bharat in Germany Academy. In this video, I want to talk about a case which is actually extremely serious. The student writes to us on 11th November and he sends an email with the title, Urgent Assistance Needed, Admission Withdrawal Due to Agent Misconduct. So, it's very common to take consultants in India. हर जगह कहीं ना कहीं चले जाओ अपना overseas abroad consultants हर जगह मिले रहते हैं. चंडीगढ़, पंजाब वगैरह इन सब में तो और ज़्यादा बुरा हाल है. दिल्ली में भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. So, you'll find them everywhere. Now, the situation that happened was, of course, I cannot take the name. I want to take the name because this guy is not decent. I know this guy, and he also tried to copy us for a very long time. And then afterwards, he essentially just completely went on his own way. That is he started doing the things that we do not do. And that very clearly that we are not working with private universities for standard study programs and things like that. We are generally asking students to go for public universities, and that's why also we built our entire academy to help you support in going for public universities. The situation, I'm going to first show you the result of this situation, and then I'm going to take you to what actually happened. This is the letter from the University of Rosenheim, the Technische Hochschule Rosenheim, and if you take a look at the bottom of the document, here it says, which is the most insane thing I've ever read, most insane, most aggressive, I don't know, they're really pissed, they're really not happy. So, what they write is, da sie ein nachweislich gefälschtes Goethe-Sprachzertifikat eingereicht haben, behalten wir uns vor, bei einer Einreise nach Deutschland eine Strafanzeige gegen sie zu erstellen. This is insane. So what they're saying is that because you submitted a fake Goethe language certificate, we are going to reserve the rights of putting a criminal case against you, or a criminal complaint against you in the police if you decide to come to Germany. And this is insane because they are simply stating that if you come to Germany for whatever reason whatsoever, we are going to put a criminal case against you. This is the final result. What happened in this case? So here writes the email on 11th November, like I mentioned. Dear Bharat sir, I hope you're well. I'm reaching out with an urgent matter that has severely impacted my future plans, and I'm hoping for any guidance or assistance you could offer. I was recently informed that my admission to Technische Hochschule Rosenheim was cancelled due to fake documents submitted by my education consultant. Name, based in Gujarat, India. And I know this guy. And I have no decent opinion about him, and I would really want to share the name of this guy in this video, but it would be much better if the person who wrote the email to us comes on the video and essentially talks about him, so that we can have more awareness of these fake consultants, or not even fake consultants. These are simply immoral consultants. I don't know what kind of bullshit they do. What are they trying to do? I have no idea. Because you could be a consultant and you could be doing your work honestly, and you could be actually still helping people as long as you're honest with what you're giving them, right? But playing with their future like this, I have absolutely no understanding for this. This consultant acted without my knowledge or consent, submitting a falsified Goethe language certificate in my name. I had only provided my IELTS certificate and believed this met the university's requirements. Here's what happened in more detail. Consultant misrepresentation. My consultant, Mr. I so badly want to take the name. This and this created an email account in my name to control all the communication with the university, keeping me uninformed about any updates. So here's an important lesson to also learn. If you're going to a consultant, you go to any random consultant, you go to any consultant, this is what happens most of the times. They're going to make an email address in your name. That is why you essentially have the freedom and the bliss of ignorance of not knowing anything what is happening with the university's end, because you essentially sign some documents, or even if you don't sign some documents, they essentially make an email for you where they are doing essentially everything like you are the person who is doing it, right? Just think about this thing, why nowhere else in the world you have these education consultants? It doesn't exist other than India. You don't have them in US, you don't have them in Canada. The ones that you have in Canada and US are the ones who want to take the Indian students and other students to these countries. But you don't have American students, German students, and things like that who want to go to other countries and they're going to a consultant. It doesn't exist. It only exists in India. When you come to Germany and you see these things, that the students there are doing essentially everything on their own because they know how important it is to not fall into situations like these. That's why it's also harder for them to trust such agencies, because these kind of things actually happen. That you make an email address for somebody on somebody's behalf. You do everything on their behalf, and you have absolutely no control. So this is my request to all of you guys, to the parents and everybody like who's watching this video, that if you think it is a good idea,
किसी और को करने दो सारा का सारा काम, मुझे जो है कुछ नहीं करना इसमें, मेरे को कुछ पता नहीं करना, मुझे बस अपना फाइनल एडमिशन लेटर चाहिए, मेरे को फाइनल वीजा चाहिए।
अगर आप इन लोगों में से हो तो ऐसी सिचुएशन आपके साथ बहुत आसानी से बन सकती है, और ये जो है कम से कम 80 से 90% पॉपुलेशन होगी इंडिया में जो इस टाइप की सोच रखते हैं। लाइफ का इतना बड़ा डिसीजन है, अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि भाई कोई और जो है आपके बिहाफ पे आपसे बढ़िया काम कर लेगा, तो आपको गलत लगता है। भाई nobody cares about yourself as much as you do, ठीक है? The consultant definitely not. The moment he gets the money, like he's done, like he doesn't want to do anything further. तो ये बहुत गलत सोच है, बहुत ही गलत सोच है। मुझे इस सोच से कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है। इसलिए जो हम सारे के सारे कोर्सेज वगैरह बनाते हैं वो सारे के सारे इस सेंस में होता है कि भाई तुम काम करो, हम तुम्हें है गाइड करने के लिए, सपोर्ट करने के लिए, ताकि किसी भी सिचुएशन ऐसी ना हो कि यार हमने जो है कुछ गलत कर दिया और हमने जो है कुछ ऐसी चीज कर दी जो स्टूडेंट को नहीं करनी थी, ताकि स्टूडेंट का पूरा एक तरीके से कंट्रोल रहे कि वो आगे अपनी सिचुएशन में या फिर अपनी एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस में, वीजा में क्या करना चाहते हैं। कहीं भी कुछ सवाल वगैरह हुआ, कुछ भी दिक्कत हुई, कुछ भी डॉक्यूमेंट रिव्यूज वगैरह चाहिए, उसके लिए हम हमेशा रेडी होते हैं। तो ये मतलब हमारा फॉर्मेट है, और ये हमारा फॉर्मेट सारे के सारे एजुकेशन कंसल्टेंट से बिल्कुल अलग है। When I contacted them about the access issues with the university portals, they initially claimed it was due to another person with my name. It was only after persistent questioning that they shared a screenshot of the admission cancellation email. This is insane. This is absolutely insane that you lie to your own customer like that. Second, unethical advice. Incredibly, even advised me to circumvent the situation by flying to France and then entering Germany on a domestic flight to avoid detection, an option I refused as it could lead to more severe consequences. Think about this. They haven't even said if you register in TH Rosenheim, but they have said if you enter Germany, we are going to put the Strafanzeige against you, which will like really ruin his life. He can definitely not get the citizenship. He's going to have problems in the permanent residency and so on. So this is absolutely insane. I think this guy, like what he needs to do is he really needs to do legal action against this consultant, because submitting a falsified document after which you're going to have so many issues in going to the country in which you have all of your hopes and dreams planned, that is insane. I do not have any understanding. Number 3 comes, I tried reaching out to Technische Hochschule Rosenheim directly, but due to communication difficulties and blocked access, I couldn't resolve the issue on my own. I have recordings, screenshots, and documents to prove my innocence and show the manipulation by this and this person. I fear this situation may affect my visa status and future educational opportunities in Germany despite having done nothing wrong by myself. Could you advise on how to proceed with the embassy or university? Any help or contacts in Germany who could advocate for me would mean a lot, as I'm trying to correct this issue and pursue my studies. I made this video also essentially to give a solution like what could be done in these kind of scenarios. So first of all, embassy. The embassy is not on your side, right? So this is something you have to always keep in mind. Embassy is always on the side of German citizens who are living in India, who have problems in India, things like that. They are not so much on your side for somebody who is an Indian and who's trying to go abroad. What I really get the idea is like embassy is generally more interested in having watered down interviews and like watered down questions where like you're not asking anything important, anything meaningful, because the moment you do that, like you essentially don't get on the list. Like for example, for a very long time I saw with the German embassy in India, I tried to reach out to them multiple times for interviews and things like that, and I saw that like every single time I was not the one who was getting interviewed. Another influencer getting the interview, then another influencer getting the interview, but they know what kind of questions I already asked them on Instagram, and I was never the person who got the opportunity to interview. Even Aditya got the opportunity to do the interview, but I did not get the opportunity. So I don't know, like these are the kind of questions like you need to speak about, like, you know, what do you do with the fake documents? What do you do with the fake documents in the situations where the student is not at fault at all? And especially in these situations where he has all of the screenshots, all of the documents to prove. So what happens in these kind of situations is like you don't contact the embassy, like they cannot do anything, they will not do anything, they don't care. The only thing you could do is like you can try contacting the university and try putting a situation in front of the dean, in front of the vice chancellor and so on. And the funny thing here is that unlike Indian universities, from German universities, if you write an email to the chancellor, you write an email to the registrar, whoever you write the email to, you get responses. and you get the responses from the secretaries, and the secretaries judge the situation, and then afterwards they escalate to the rector or not. So that is also like something on up to them. But generally, like, you get a hearing, like whatever kind of problem you have in Germany. That's the most positive thing I find. Like, people listen. I would really recommend, like, reaching out to the university and figuring that out. The third thing which happens is, in Germany, you have specialized lawyers which deal with higher education. These are called Hochschulrechtsanwalt. So whatever city you're in and so on, you can essentially take the Hochschulrechtsanwalt from your city, and whatever kind of situations you have to deal with the university, you can do that. This is also very helpful in cases where you have written your exam 3 times in Germany and you have failed, and then you want to figure out a solution to that. I know all these things because I also did my master's in Germany, and I did it in TU Hamburg. I had a very nice time there, and now it's been almost like 8 years where I'm guiding different kind of students on how to study in Germany through consultation calls, through the courses I have. We have German courses, this complete course for studying in Germany, complete course of finding jobs in Germany, all of these courses which are purely focused on helping you with your plans of studying or living in Germany. So Hochschulrechtsanwalt, the first consultation that you do with them is generally a 5 or 15-minute consultation, which happens online. And this consultation is generally without any kind of cost. It's free of charge because they want to judge your case and they want to see if it makes sense for them to take your case or not. The second consultation which happens, which is a normal consultation, is generally anywhere from like 200 to 300 euros. But this is a money well invested. If you have anyway spent a lot of money in paying for the consultant and things like that, I think that's an amount that you should pay. Google reviews really help in these cases. And for what I do in Google reviews is also I go from the lowest. So I see like what are the great reviews, and I also see what are the lowest reviews. There are some reviews, low reviews, where you're like, this person is being a little bit unreasonable. So you have to also be very rational when you're seeing these things, right? Like, okay, you check the lowest ones, you check the highest ones, and then you decide which lawyer you want to move in, right? So that's a very important thing. Then he wrote to the university and he got a document again. And he got the document, or like the email address, from the Studienamt, which is the study admissions, the admissions office. And here they're like, dear Mr. Vishek, since you have demonstrably submitted a forged Goethe language certificate, we have withdrawn your admission and de-enroll or unenrolled you from the degree program. We recommend that you do not enter Germany. We have already informed the German embassy in India and the immigration authorities. From that, they mean the immigration authorities in Germany. If you do enter Germany, we reserve the right to press criminal charges against you. This is how bad you going to a random consultant in India can end up for you. And I'm very serious about this. Like, this is no joke, because read the sentence again. We recommend that you do not enter Germany. We have already informed the German embassy in India and the immigration authorities. If you do enter Germany, we reserve the right to press criminal charges against you. Imagine, like, you've been learning German, you've been preparing for everything, you're doing everything on your own with so much effort, and in the last moment, because of some kind of influence, because you heard from somebody, because of your parents, because parents are the ones who are the most scared, right? Like, they're, no, let's go to a consultant, let's let them handle something. Like, why are you doing everything on your own? Like, what if you do something wrong, and things like that. They generally create this kind of fear in you, right? So you're doing so many things. You have 100% plans of actually studying in Germany, and you're doing everything for it. And then something like this happens, after which you can simply never enter Germany again, which is a very sad thing, because this is, like, from what I see, is like not the student's fault. And because of the consultant, something like this happened, and this is insane. The reason I'm like even saying this with this confidence that I can totally imagine that this consultant did it is because I know this guy, and he's like one of the biggest pieces of shits that I have essentially seen. Because in the starting, he was spreading a lot of lies about us. He was trying to copy everything that we were trying to do, trying to copy the images, trying to essentially copy everything which was working for us, and act like he's not getting inspired from anything at all. And this is something that he did for a very long time. So I can totally imagine that, like, copying and things like that is something that this guy, this consultant, can very easily do. Now, the sad thing is, like, how do you get this case across to the university, and how do you get this case across to the embassy? Because the embassy has already been informed of the opposite, right? That this and this has happened. So I will be in touch with the student, and I will see like how situations progress further. And If there's a possibility, you guys can let me know in the comments if you would like me to organize an interview with him, because this is something I really want to do so that you guys can hear from him who is this guy who has done all of this nonsense. This must not be an easy situation for him at all. If you essentially give in to the fear that you have to give your things to somebody else to get them done right, I think that's a big mistake. Maybe that was a solution for you for many, many years ago, like when we didn't exist. But now we have the big academy. We are specializing only on Germany. We don't do US, we don't do Canada, we don't do any other countries. We specialize just on Germany so that we can do one thing and we can do one thing right. And the complete course for studying in Germany that we have, this helps you in essentially going through the application process on your own. But we are always there on the sides to guide you in a specific direction. If you have any kind of questions, if you need document reviews, if there is a situation where you don't understand what to do next, we are always there. That's very important. The link for all of these courses, for the German courses, the fast German courses from A1 to B2, the complete course for studying in Germany, finding jobs in Germany, things like that. These multiple courses I'm going to put in the description. And you can check them out and you can get started, because right now it's still the time for you to get started with the summer intake and also sometimes even the winter intake, because some applications are already going to start soon. So take a look at them. If you have any kind of questions, things like that, you can always reach out to me on my email address, bharat@bharatingermany.com, or Instagram @bharatingermany. Right? And if something else is left, you want to give an opinion, something like that, you can do that with the comment section also. Thank you so much for watching this video. Unfortunately, that was not such a great thing to hear and see, but I hope this is a warning sign for students and for parents who were thinking about going to these kind of institutions and consultants, to know that these things can also happen. Thank you so much for watching this video again. I will see you in the next video.